dresses just for pocket money. She didn't have money, not even a bank account. Her husband gave her 80,000 rupees. Can you imagine? Only 80,000 rupees to start her own business. Can anyone guess who is she? Any guesses? She is the founder of the dressing brand Biba. Few of might be wearing Biba dresses. She is none other than Meena Bindra. So age is just a number. You can start anything at any point of time. So what are we waiting for? I see many of guests here. I would like to ask AB to come on stage, and if he or she can introduce. Okay, I guess some network issue or something. I will not move on to more guests. You all are welcome, and please come on stage to speak. Just for the sake of time, I want the today's two beautiful ladies to take care of the whole meeting. We have an entrepreneur of three ventures: the Invincible Wow, Spatial Wow series, and Cinema Art Studio. Also, we have the stress and anxiety management coach here today. One is division level table topic contest winner. Another is district finalist of international speech contest. Also area level table topic contest winner. Let's welcome GTM Richa, the soft skills trainer, and GTM Gayatri, the Yodli ambassador. Please, the e-podium is all yours. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sushmita, for a warm and cheerful welcome. Well, please, my apologies. As I'm traveling, I don't have a good network, so I will be off the camera. Good morning, esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you on 71st meeting of Globetrotters Toastmasters Club. We just had International Women's Day on 8th of March. Let us celebrate the fiesta in a true sense of enthusiasm and inspiration in this star studded meeting. A very happy Women's Day to all the beautiful dignitaries and diligent ladies. We are honored to have today with us so many distinguished guests in our meeting. Women's Day, that is March 8, is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievement of women. The day came into being effective 115 years before the Socialist Party of America organized a Women's Day in New York City in the year 1908. There were around 15,000 women who were just wanting to have less number of hours and good amount of package. A day, Women's Day, synonyms with freedom, hope, power, determination, and gender inclusive way of life. A day when women want not only freedom but lot of love and affection. Especially, they want to be in the limelight for the whole day. They are there working in different capacities. They add lot of colors in the lives of the family. And a woman shines with every hue. She stands proud, unafraid of strength, resilience, and power. Women can manage entire household, children, and work without compromising on either side. She is driven by divinity to face the stress of house and work with kindness and grace. I would like to salute all the women present here. And in fact, I personally believe Women's Day should be celebrated every day. What are your views? Do you also feel the same that Women's Day should be celebrated every day? In case you feel that, give me a thumbs up or raise of hands quickly. Let me introduce you to my co-TMOD who will be on the camera throughout. She is a person who helps a lot of people getting rid of stress and does a lot in anxiety management. She is Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh, who has been a district finalist in the International Speech Contest in District 91. She has been a table topic area champion in District 41. She has won. She has been a VP education, and that too in an advanced level club, and many more things. So please put your hands together to welcome on the stage my co-TMOD, Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Richa, my very wonderful co host. My dear friends, Richa spoke about celebrating Women's Day every day. Guess what? At least in Toastmasters, from what I understand, for the next few years, we are going to have women celebrating womanhood throughout. Now, you're wondering what I'm talking about. Let me walk you through a little bit about the history of women in Toastmasters. The first Toastmasters International meeting happened in the year 1905, but it was not until 1973 that there were female members in Toastmasters Club. In 1973, the Toastmasters clubs were still all men club when a lady named Helen Blanchard walked into the club, took the membership under the name Homer, because women were not allowed the Toastmasters membership then. She went on to become the first female member of Toastmasters International, and she also became the first female president of Toastmasters International. After that, she, of course, guided a lot of women to take up this mantle and become international presidents. Talk about Distinguished Toastmaster Pauline Shirley, Distinguished Toastmaster Joanna McWilliams, Distinguished Toastmaster Lark Doley, Distinguished Toastmaster Pat Johnson, Distinguished Toastmaster Jenna Barnhill. We have had quite a few female past international presidents. And if I am not wrong, the upcoming three international presidents, that are future international presidents of Toastmasters International, are going to be all women. In fact, recently I got to know this wonderful statistics. In 1973, like till 1973, maybe women were not allowed to be members of Toastmasters International, but at present, 55% of Toastmasters membership is female. Give a round of applause for us. My dear friends, we are celebrating womanhood, we are celebrating women leadership, we are just celebrating the essence of being a woman. On that note, I would like to hand over the stage back to my co host for today, a very charming, a very dedicated soft skills trainer, distinguished Toastmaster, Richa. She's
Thanks a
someone.
lot.
Oh, I
Thanks.
was just going to tell one more thing about you, Richa, that not many people know about the cinema
Seriously?
art studio. Cinema art
Okay.
studio, because that is what women are all about, creativity. Over to you, Richa.
Absolutely. So you have disclosed all the secrets. Anyway, thanks a lot for a lot of appreciation, Dr. Gayatri. Well, talking about women, I feel that they are like dash avatars in one body because there is so much that a woman does. They are multitasking and good at everything. It is time for us to welcome our first keynote speaker on the virtual stage. I'm sure you will be wondering who is the first keynote speaker. First keynote speaker is someone who loves to continue being a Toastmaster because she believes that in Toastmasters we learn, earn, as well as return. And she also says that in Toastmasters we find lot of people with good souls, and that is one place where we can make lot of friends. Even Kolkata Toastmasters often tag her by saying that you put an extra in the extraordinary. It is time for me to tell you something more about the first keynote speaker, and that is what she is besides being a Toastmaster. You'll be amazed to know that she is doing so many things. She's a soft skills trainer, a public speaking coach, a national level debater, and has trained more than 6,000 students and over 1,000 corporate employees in soft skills. She has got an experience of more than 6 years in training, and she has been a Toastmaster for over 5 years. So it is time for us to welcome on the virtual stage the Division H Director, DTM Archita Tiwari. Over to you.
Hello, Richa. Hello, everybody. Division H Director Archita Tiwari was supposed to join us, but since this is contest season, she got pulled away last minute for a contest which required her, which is why we are going to first go ahead with our other keynote speaker. And I would like to introduce our other keynote speaker. But before I introduce our other keynote speaker, who is a really very special woman, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I feel about womanhood, because somewhere when I spoke to her last, I felt like she would connect with this. I really hope she connects with this. This is a poem I wrote about womanhood. They tell me how I should behave, show some tolerance and fear the knave. They call me a loose cannon because I don't fit in their idea of a woman. They talk of ethics and morals. I say they are mere mortals. They want to put me in a prison because I don't fit in their idea of a woman. They call me vile names, but their reputation is in flames. They fear my nuanced precision because I don't fit in their idea of a woman. They talk of womanhood and equality, only exposing their frivolity. Rationality is not in their disposition because I don't fit in their idea of a woman. Their petty minds make me furious, but their actions also make me curious. How they make a crime out of my ambition because I don't fit in their idea of a woman. I care not for their ego. I fear not their despot. I live my life on my terms and condition because guess what? I don't want to fit in their idea of a woman. My dear friends, our keynote speaker today, she does not fit in anybody's idea of a woman because she's someone who has captured the imagination. She worked for a decade in United States working as an environmental consultant, assisting the businesses, governments, and communities in preparing and responding to the complex challenges of environment and people. She's currently working with the game-based training company. She assists her global clients developing their communication and leadership skill. As a Toastmaster, our keynote speaker has been a Toastmaster for over 18 years. She has received numerous Toastmasters international recognitions, one of them being the President's Citation. And if you're wondering what President's Citation is, it is given to a select few people. It's for if since you're Indians, I can tell you it's like the Bharat Ratna Award, wherein the president decides who gets it for their incredible contribution, and that is what she won. She was district director of District 92, and she was number one district director then. Doesn't come as a surprise. She was the first female region advisor from Asia Pacific region. And most importantly, she's currently serving as international director for us. My dear friends, she was one of those people who was told to stop. And she just asked, who is going to stop me? Please help me welcome on stage our international director, lovely distinguished Toastmaster, Gauri Seshadri.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, and please pardon the smiles that I'm giving out here. My mom's going to come visiting me here in about 2 hours after the meeting is over, and I'm regretting the fact that I didn't call her in a bit earlier so that she could listen to that introduction. I mean, equating the presidential citation to Bharat Ratna, that's a bit too much. But a lovely poem, a beautiful poem. It's a poem I think you need to share with the rest of the world, not just in this club. So definitely do send me a copy. Good morning, everyone, and happy International Women's Day. Like the Toastmaster of the Days have said, I know I'm a few days late, but so what? Every day should be celebrated as Women's Day and also as Men's Day, or by whatever gender you identify with. This year, 2023, marks a milestone in Toastmasters history. Like Gayatri already mentioned, 50 years ago, membership officially became open to women. Hundreds and thousands of women have since followed in the footsteps of those first few female members. Gayatri has told you the story of Helen Blanchard, but she actually joined Toastmasters in 1970. In the sense, she started attending a club then in San Diego, California. And her fellow members, all males, urged her to apply for membership. But since membership was not open to females back then, on the application, she hid her gender and named herself as Homer Blanchard, a male name. And 3 years later, in 1973, came the breakthrough. Toastmasters broke the barrier and opened it up to women to join the organization. Today, it doesn't matter what gender, race, sex, religion you might be from. Toastmasters is open to each and every person who would like to improve their communication or leadership skills. But let me get a little bit personal out here. When Renal reached out to me and said, International Director Gary, we would like you to be a keynote speaker for our Women's Day celebration, my first instinct was, I know why he's calling me. It's because of the title. But am I really a good woman leader? Am I worthy to be giving keynotes on this very special day? You see, while I love being a woman, I think I enjoy it a little more than if I would have been born a man. There have been plenty of times that I've fought this descriptor put before me, woman. Internally, in my thinking, in my perspectives, in my life, I have fought against being identified as a woman. I do get, sometimes because of the title, I get compliments saying, oh, you're a great woman leader, or you're a good woman role model. I'm a little bit greedy, right? So I don't want to be called as a great woman leader. I'd rather be called as a great leader or a great role model. I want to be a role model, not just to the women out here, but to the men, to anyone else, to the kids. I want everything that everyone else wants, and I don't want to be limited to one particular gender. But that's just me. I'm a little bit greedy and selfish that way. But this is a start, and I will work really hard that someday tomorrow or sometime tomorrow, the descriptor saying, oh, you're amazing for a woman leader or you're amazing for a woman role model will be taken away. And to Globetrotters Club, thank you for inviting me here today. But I do hope you'll invite me back, I think in November when it's International Men's Day, so that we can have, everyone have a perspective rather than stereotypecasting it into one single thing. Now, what are the reasons that came up with the story, right? Why have I had to fight and break barriers during my life? The barrier of being a woman. I've had to find those barriers professionally. I've had to find those barriers in society. But most importantly, I've had to find those barriers in my own brain, in my thoughts, which is probably the biggest obstacle of my life, right? How do I get over the imposter syndrome, which is very common with most women, that we think we are not good enough. Now, to tell you, let me share some of those examples. I did my Bachelor's of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, and I wanted to go to the US for my master's, which I eventually did. But during the time, my dad and I really argued a lot. He didn't want me to leave the country. Don't get me wrong, it was not because I was a woman. He was very proud of me. He wanted me to do my higher studies. But his family, apart from mom, my sister, and me, there was nobody else at that time. His parents had died, his siblings had moved away. Therefore, he did not want to break up his family. And he thought that once I left, I would never come back to India. I eventually did. I'm speaking to all of you from Bangalore, India, in case you did not know where I was located. Anyway, I'm my dad's daughter, and one of the reasons we constantly fight is because our personalities are so similar. I also believe that daughters are dad's favorite children, probably more than sons, but that's probably me. He supported me financially and reluctantly let me go. I broke the barrier of being the first woman in the family who left the house not for marriage, but for higher studies, who even left the country for higher studies. However, I always thought that dad did not love me anymore, that he didn't care about me, that he hated me being in the US. And my relationship with dad went downhill for the next few years because of these thoughts that I had in mind, thoughts that I had not verified. About 2 or 3 years later, in a conversation that came up with mom, she told me an incident that I will never forget. After I left for the US, maybe a year or two later, she overheard my dad speaking with one of his friends. That friend said, "I don't understand how you could let your daughter go. Girls are meant to be protected. They are meant to get married. God knows what she's doing out there. Who will get married to her after that?" That's when my dad answered, "I know exactly what she's doing. She's studying. She's investing in her future. She went there on a scholarship and has now even gotten a job. She's earning her own money and standing on her own 2 feet. But on the other hand, your son, who's the same age as my daughter, is sitting at home, doesn't have a job, and still depends on the pocket money you give him, and still depends on his mom for food and laundry." That conversation which mom shared with me, which was not a conversation that happened in front of her, but a conversation she eavesdropped on, has helped the relationship with my dad get back on track. It was thoughts in my mind that had created those barriers between dad and me. Thoughts that dad hated for his girl to go out and study. Thoughts that dad never supported his little girl. And now the thoughts are probably dad more than mom is my biggest supporter. I might have broken the barrier that day, but I do want to acknowledge the vital role, the important role that men like my dad have played, not just in my life, but in women's empowerment and in Toastmasters. While women have been the ones breaking down the barriers, men have been the ones helping to pave the way, providing the resources. In my case, dad provided me with the finances, the mentorship, the sponsorship, and the encouragement that women have needed to succeed. If they say behind every successful man is a woman, then behind every successful woman is probably a man too, apart from her hard work. Now, if the male members in Helen Blanchard's club did not persuade her to join, they did not support her in her lie on the application form, who knows if women may have ever joined Toastmasters International. I want to take a moment to thank all the men in this room and outside it who have supported, mentored, sponsored, and advocated for women in Toastmasters and in society. Your support has not only helped women achieve their goals, but also enrich the organization with diverse perspectives, talent, and leadership styles. So thank you, or to all the men who are here today. Can we hear it for the men of Globetrotters Club? But I'm not the kind of person who just thanks, okay? Since I can see Mranal on the screen, I will just say, I'm the kind who wants to also challenge all the men in the room and outside it to continue to be allies and advocates for women's empowerment. We still have a long way to go in terms of gender equality, in terms of diversity, and in terms of inclusion in Toastmasters and beyond. We need more men to recognize the value and potential of women, to listen to their voices, to amplify for messages, and to help us push for change when necessary. So I hope you will take on this challenge. But back to my story. I graduated, I went to the US, I got my master's, I graduated, got a job, and I was the first non-American in my company. I worked as a pollution consultant or environmental consultant. And during my first year, I developed an amazing product which tested for pollution compliance. I was an air pollution specialist. My boss, Bill, one day called me to his office and said, Gauri, I would like you to go on a sales trip with me to sell this product. I refused. I was scared. And thoughts kept going on in my head saying, I'm a girl, I'm young, at least I was at that point of time. And I'm not even American. Why will people listen to me? Do I even have a voice? Do I have a voice worth listening to? I went to my boss the next day and I said, Bill, I will teach you about the product. You do the sales marketing. My boss shook his head. He looked me up and down and he said, go back to your desk, Gauri, and think about what you just said. For 2 weeks, I kept thinking, and I was like, I speak good English. Okay, I didn't have the American accent. I still don't do. But why can't Bill understand what I'm trying to say? He's the owner of the company. He's the brand ambassador of the company. It would be a better sales trip if he just promoted it. Then it struck me. This was not about what my age was. This was not about what my citizenship was. It was not about the color of my skin. And this was certainly not about my gender. This was about an opportunity that was given to me, and I was too scared to take it on. I realized that I was the biggest obstacle in my own career. And it was not due to the fact that I was female, but it was due to the fact that I had a fear of public speaking. That's when I joined Toastmasters and started working on my communication skills, started developing my confidence. I lost the opportunity for a job promotion that day, but 2 years later, I got the same opportunity for a sales trip again. This time I took it, and thanks to the confidence Toastmasters gave me, I had just completed my CC manual, and for those who have joined in the Pathways era, this is the old system. Thanks to that certificate that I had, competent communicator, I made presentations to some really big companies. Was I afraid? I really was. My legs were shaking, my voice was trembling. Thankfully, we had to give the presentation sitting down, so my knocking knees were hidden behind the desk or table. But I refused to allow fears to come in the way of my dreams. That day, I made a sale of $500,000, and I even got a promotion. How many of you have let go of opportunities because you think you're not good enough? How many have lost opportunities because you think you're a female or young or someone else who has a better accent than you might be suited for the job? Honestly, you have lost none of these opportunities because you're a female or old or young or, you are darker or fairer. it doesn't really matter. You have just allowed your fear to come in the way of your dreams. Always surround yourself with people like here in Toastmasters who will clap for you, who will tell you how good and amazing you were, even though your 7-minute speech probably sucked and they didn't understand the word you said. Even if they have nothing good to say about the speech, they will say, oh, I really like the color of your outfit today. It shows confidence. But they will definitely find some way to compliment you. They definitely tell you, you are needed in this club and you are wanted in this world. Next time you're given an opportunity here in the club, in Toastmasters, or in any place, just grab onto it. It's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay if your voice is shaking or your knees are knocking the upper side of the table. You just need to do the best you can do. Well, years later, Toastmasters leadership happened. I moved back to India. I went on for area director roles. Then it was called governor. I know Gayatri is right now an area director. I stepped up for the CGD role, or the club growth director role, which is one of the top 3 roles of a district. I'm not sure how many are aware of the district officer roles. And like most leadership roles, it's bound to happen anywhere, Toastmasters and outside. I had to deal with conflict. I think some of the club officers, if they've been really unlucky, have probably had to deal with conflict within a club too. Now, there was this one time that I went against a very senior Toastmaster who, of course, was a male. And no matter how nicely I said things, he wouldn't budge from his stance. He used to throw jabs at me saying, oh, that's why it's so difficult to work with women leaders. That's why we have never elected someone in the trio as a female before you are. And I think we've made a mistake this time. You women leaders are all about tears and feelings and emotions. He even said that I behaved the way I did because I'm single and not married. I don't know how many single folks are in the room. If you are, please raise your hand. He said if I'd been married, I'd be a lot easier to deal with as a person. It stressed me out a lot. And when I get stressed, I eat a lot. I put on about 15 to 20 kgs in the matter of just a few months. I still haven't dropped all that weight. And it was just because of stress. But I realized that if I wanted to continue my journey as a leader, I needed to deal with him. Else I would not earn the respect of my team, of the members. They wouldn't trust me to lead in the future. And of course, I wouldn't get the votes I needed to become a PQD or program quality director. But the votes was the least of the worries. To break the barrier I was facing, I had to speak up. And most importantly, I had to be assertive. Not aggressive, but assertive. I had to stop giving excuses like he's a man, I'm a woman, that he's married, I'm single. My gender and my marital status had nothing to do with my voice. I read all the governing documents of Toastmasters International. I read the protocols, policies, bylaws, you name it, I read it. I compiled the list of violations he was committing and I presented it with confidence. And because he had thrown emotions at me, I kept the emotions out of the presentation. I kept my gender away and I focused on the facts. I focused on what I was saying and how I was saying it. And in the end, the senior Toastmaster had to take a step back due to my thoughts, my voice, and my confidence. How many of you have spoken up? I mean, really spoken up with confidence. Most of us have this conflict avoidance tendencies, right? We don't want to get into the conflict. We'll be like, chalta hai, this guy is never going to change, or this female is never going to change. Let me just adjust. You are probably the best person with the best ideas for your project or your team, but have you spoken up? Your voice is very powerful, whether you are a young Toastmaster or a senior Toastmaster, whether you're male or a female. Use it well and use it with confidence. While I'm the only one who can step up and change my own life, yes, there's been support around me. I've always found inspiration and role models around, not far from me. They're there in everyday life. Women who are carving their own paths, who were following their own dreams. They didn't care about being role models. They just went against norms to do what they wanted to do. And they have given me immense strength with the stories and lives they have lived. Like most people, my mom. And I'm kind of glad she's not there because it's kind of embarrassing to tell mom, oh, you're my role model. We don't do that in our family out there. But my mom was the first child in her family of 12 siblings to start working. And she was not the eldest. She took care of her family, but never compromised on pursuing her dreams. My sister and I were always well fed, and we never felt like mom was away working and we had to do things on our own. My sister, my younger sister, is one of the top public health doctors in the country and is listed as the top 100 women doctors in public health in the world. She is carving her own path. And Uma, a Toastmaster from Guwahati. Now, in 2018, as region advisor of Region 13, I was on a district visit to District 41, which the part which is now called District 124, and I believe Globetrotters is a part of District 124. I was visiting Guwahati Toastmasters Club, and that time there was only one Toastmasters Club in Guwahati, and we were conducting an open house. They had invited a lot of guests that day, and because I was visiting, I delivered a keynote speech. After the meeting, a very young lady called Uma walked up to me and said how moved she was by my message, that she was going to sign up that very evening for Toastmasters. Of course, I love compliments, so please be nice when you're complimenting me at the end of this speech. But when I looked at Uma, I found her to be heavily pregnant. She was about 6 or 7 months pregnant at that time. I thanked her and asked her, you know, Uma, I'm really glad that you want to join Toastmasters, but why not wait until you have delivered the baby? You know, it's going to add a little bit of stress out here. And this is what she said to me, and I will never forget. She said, ma'am, I don't know if it's going to be a boy or girl, but regardless of its gender, I want to work hard to be my baby's role model. I want my baby to be proud of their mom. And I believe Toastmasters will help me present a strong and confident self, not just for my baby, but for my family. And most importantly, for me itself. I believe I can be proud of myself once I get through Toastmasters. Uma did break the barriers of societal norms. She broke the barriers of my own thoughts that, you know, why is a pregnant woman who's about to give birth joining Toastmasters? She did join Toastmasters and we connected on Facebook. About 4 or 5 months later, she sent me a message. Nothing about her baby. I still don't know if it's a boy or girl. Her message read, guess what, ma'am? This is Uma. I won my club's table topic contest. That was the message she sent the region advisor after vanishing for 4 or 5 months. Not, ma'am, how are you doing? Ma'am, are you fine? Ma'am, I had a girl. Ma'am, I had a boy. Ma'am, I'm enjoying Toastmasters. She just wanted to share that she had gotten an achievement in the Toastmasters Club. I hope she's still there in Toastmasters. I've kind of lost contact with her since the COVID. I'm going to end this with a talk with a short incident that happened. Like you Globetrotters out here, I love Globetrotting. And I think it was in early 2018, I took a solo trip to Vietnam. I was meeting a Vietnamese friend, a prospective Toastmaster who wanted to talk to me for coffee. And she was standing on the opposite side of the road, waiting for me to cross. If you think the traffic in Bangalore, how many of you have visited Bangalore by any chance? A couple of you. I know I've visited Kolkata and I know the traffic is equally bad out there, but everyone here in Bangalore will say the traffic in Bangalore is probably the worst ever in the whole world. So if you think the traffic in Bangalore or Kolkata, or whichever part of India you are from is horrible, wait till you see the traffic in Vietnam, right? At least in Bangalore, there's so much traffic jams that the cars and bikes cannot move. So it's easy for a pedestrian to cross the road. The vehicles are at a standstill at certain times. But in Vietnam, you see 20 bikes moving together at 40 or 60 miles an hour, kilometers an hour, right? And it's really, really scary to cross at that point of time. They don't stop. They literally, if you're trying to cross the road where there's no intersection, you're going to find it really difficult. And my friend kept waiting. She waited for 10 minutes. She lost her cool. She crossed over the road quickly. She grabbed my hand and started pulling me across the road because that's where the coffee shop was. And I started yelling and I'm like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? These bikes are going to hit us. You know, I'm going to die. Don't, because bikes were coming all the way and at really super fast speeds. And once we got across the road, she turned to me and said, out here, don't stop for anything. Once you start crossing, keep crossing at that same pace as you started. The bikes, the cars will guess the speed at which you're crossing the road. They will adjust their speed and they will make sure that they don't hit you. And to all you women out here, I want to say that no matter how fast the world is coming at you, no matter how fast the society is coming at you, cross that road. Cross that road at whatever pace you want to. Get to the other side. Go to that coffee shop. Have the ice Americano or cafe latte, whatever your fancy is, whatever your dream is. And don't worry about the others, your family, your societies, your brothers, your sisters, your husband, your children. They will look at you. They will look at your pace. They will look at your destination and they will adjust your pace and make sure that they don't hit you on the way around. Breaking the barriers and finding the voice is not just about you. It's about the impact you can have on others. When you find your voice, you can inspire others to do the same. You can create a ripple effect of empowerment, confidence, and authenticity. You can be a role model for the next generation of women who will follow in your footsteps. So I encourage you to take the first step today, man, woman, or whichever gender you might be, to reflect on who you are, on what you want, and what you can offer. I have Pooja saying it's tough in the chat. It's like breaking a stone. Sure. But if you keep chipping away on that stone will eventually break. So take the next step in Toastmasters. Take your first step in Toastmasters, if that's what it is, or in the world, in the life, to break that barrier, to share your voice, your dreams, and your power with others. Good luck, everybody. And once again, happy Women's Day. Thank you so much. Back to you, Gayatri.
Wow. I must tell you, when sometimes we listen to stories like this, a lot of time also goes into reflection wherein, oh, I do connect. Oh, this is something that has happened to me as well. To some extent, every woman has a story which connects with each other, and yet it is so different from each other. Thank you so much, Gauri, for sharing those nuggets of wisdom and sharing your story with us, because somewhere deep down, it has motivated all of us to take that step and to cross that road no matter at what pace the world is coming at us. What do you think, Richa?
I have a dream. I'll cross the stream. This is something what was in my mind after hearing such an inspirational and motivational speech by the international director. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure listening to you. And thanks a lot, Dr. Gayatri. Well, so many things are happening just because of Toastmasters. You know, Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization which teaches public speaking and leadership skills throughout the world. And it has got more than 280,000 members across the globe for around more than 14,700 clubs in around 144 countries. Amazing. And we all must remember that this Toastmasters International was started in the year 1924 by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. And the mission was to improve communication skills. Ralph had a purpose and he crafted a purposeful, valuable shared activity. But I remember and I also believe that Toastmasters has done wonders across the globe. Toastmasters has empowered women to reach greater heights in life. Women empowerment is a crucial step to improve the status of women around the world, elucidating the crime against women, including domestic violence, and many more things. Let us have a video. I would request Toastmaster Minal to just turn on the video. I think so. He is somewhere occupied. I wanted to show you a video about women, women everywhere. We have got women pilots, we have got women drivers. You must have heard about she cabs. How many of you are using she cabs to travel? Put your hands up or show me some kind of action or response so that I know that you are there with me. Yes, thank you. Well, now we feel safe while traveling because we have women driving the cabs, whether it's Ola, Uber, or Meru as well. We have women working in different petrol pumps. We have women working at different counters of toll tax, even on highways. We have women guards. And I still remember going to Hyderabad for a training session where I found that it's mostly women who rise early and cook and does all the chores that are required for the day. And it's most of the time men sleeping and gambling. Well, yesterday I got the privilege to meet the Lion Queens of India. Any idea who are the Lions Queen of India from Gujarat? Nobody has the idea? Same thing happened with me when I met them. And this lady belongs to Gujarat. They work fearlessly in forest for day and night. They work in the forest of Gujarat and take care of the lions. They take care of the cubs. They take care of the animals and protect them even from crocodile. Can you help women helping leopards? My God, astonishing. But believe me, women is everywhere. So be brave enough to take the first step because the first step matters a lot. Rest just follows. It is the time for me to tell you something more about our Toastmasters meeting. In every Toastmasters meeting, we follow a particular structure. Whether you are in America, Florida, Canada, India, in Japan, anywhere, we follow one structure. There are four different segments. In the very first one, there is a prepared speeches segment where the speaker has been informed earlier and he gets time to prepare. The second one is an encouraging and something amazing, entertaining session which gives a chance to the guests to be a part. That is a table topic session. The third one is the most important integral part of every Toastmasters meeting, that is the evaluation segment. And the fourth one, I leave it to you how you want to have a cup of coffee and make as many friends as possible with the people you meet, whether on the camera, off the camera, whether you are having a personal meeting, physical meeting, or virtual meeting, depends on your thing. But I'm sure one day we will all be meeting physically and enjoying a cup of coffee. Actually, we are waiting for Toastmaster Minal to treat all the women today. Well, let us welcome on the floor. There is amazing, distinguished Toastmaster Hannah, who is the current Sergeant at Arms for a club in Canada and an area director in District 86. Her home club is in Namibia, and here she has various roles in her club, working as an area director for District 74 in South Africa, and she is a member of four clubs. Wow! She has been invited as a test speaker in one of the international speech contests in Israel. She has been working day and night for Toastmasters organization. Lot of people get inspired by her. So please welcome on the stage the general evaluator for the day, DTM Hannah. Over to you from Canada.
Yeah. Hi, yes, good morning, everybody. I am the general evaluator, and I think I give my general evaluation after all the speeches, but I just want thank you very much for that lovely introduction. Wow, something that refreshed my mind. Being a member of four clubs in Canada and Namibia is the other one. I'm glad to be your general evaluator, and I'm glad to see Dr. Gayatri. We have been a member in Canada for last year. She was our VP education in those days. Glad to see you again. What a small world. I shall give my report when I'm asked for afterwards. Thank you. Over to you again.
Thanks a lot, DTM. It was a pleasure hearing you. Well, you need to introduce our tag team for the day so that they are there telling them about their roles and responsibilities. So over to you, DTM Hannah.
Oh, okay. I see you've got an up counter here. Sweetie, could you just quickly explain your role as up counter?
Sure,
Sweetie?
Hannah. Good morning, Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crush or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and er. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as or this means, yeah, you know. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. I will be back when my general manager calls. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And grammarian Pradipta, I suppose you've also got a word of the day for us. Over to you.
Hello everyone, good morning. Wishing you all a very happy Women's Day. I will be playing a role of a grammarian today. As a grammarian, I'll be paying close attention to all the speakers and listen carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of the English language as well as some outstanding words, quotes, or phrases. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce you to the word of the day and phrase of the day. I'll introduce the word of the day. It is affable, meaning pleasant, friendly, and easy to talk to. The usage of the word could be, she was quite affable at the meeting. The phrase of the day is, kick up your heels. Usage could be, we'll kick up our heels during the Toastmasters meeting. Over one second. The meaning of the phrase kick up your heels is to celebrate or to have a wonderful time. I'll be pasting this word of the day and phrase of the day in the chat so that it is easy to use. and will present my report when the general evaluator calls upon. Over to you, general evaluator Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you could put it into the chat box for everyone to see. Good.
Sure.
And then I've got the active listener, Puya. Go over to you. Just please quickly explain your role.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, General Evaluator, ma'am. Today, my role is to take the responsibility to record various events for this meeting. And during the general evaluation session, I will be asking few questions based on the events to check how active you all are. We're good listeners. This is a fun session and interaction session open with both Toastmasters and guests. So to make the most of it, please listen to all the active, make yourself active and listen to the things. Thank you and over to you, Madam Jalen Revelter.
Thank you very much. And then something very new to me is the Wow Finder. Shripa, please explain that role to me. That is very new to me.
Yeah. Wow. A wow
Yeah,
moment
wow.
is where someone makes a big impact with their small gestures. These moments often, though, they leave a deep impact in our lives. So my job as a wow founder will be to look for at least 3 wow moments into which would be a major takeaway for all of us and will leave a lasting fragrance in our mind. I would present these wow moments at the end of the meeting when asked by general evaluator Hannah to do so. Thank you so much.
Wow, there's the first one. I give you that. And last but not least, as I say, a Toastmaster wears many hats. The SAA and the timer. Move on in. Over to you. Show us what you can do.
Good morning again to all of you. I am the timer for today's meeting and this is my words in my hand. I will keep note on the timings of all the speakers and evaluators. For the speeches, prepared speech, there are two sections. In case of prepared speech, there is the maximum time, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The 5 minutes is the minimum time when I will raise the green card. 6 minutes is the target time. And the maximum time is 7 minutes when I will raise the red card. And in case of prepared speech, in upper section and lower section is 30 seconds of grace period. And another section is table topic section. In that section, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. During 1 minute, I will show the green card. 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And the maximum time for table topic is 2 minutes when I will show the red card. In that case, there is only in uppercase only 30 seconds is grace period. And for evaluation, the time is 2 to 3 minutes. In case of 2 minutes, I will show the green card. In case of 2.5 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And in 3 minutes, I will show the red card. Thank you. And back to you, ma'am, General Evaluator.
Could you just please do me a favor and show the cards that everybody to see
Definitely.
to see how your cards are? Green, yellow, and red, please. Or have you got a background? There we are.
Yeah, is visible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So everybody can see the background. Thanks so much. Have I left out any other role players? I don't think so.
All done. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, General Evaluator, for doing the needful. Now, I would request Dr. Gayatri to take the meeting forward.
Thank you so much, Richa. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin with our prepared speech segment. And our prepared speaker today is someone very special. But before we invite our prepared speaker today, let me please invite on stage the evaluator for our prepared speech today to please share the speech objectives. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Panna Rashmi Ray.
Good morning, everyone. The purpose of the project speech that my speaker is going to deliver is for her to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. She may use any type of stories, personal, well-known fiction, or one of her own creation. As an evaluator, I'm going to evaluate her speech on the basis whether she has a well-organized speech that is a story or includes a story. Timer, please note, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing my speaker the very best, I will give my evaluation report when the general evaluator asks for it. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Dr. Gayatri.
Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, VP Education of Globetrotters Toastmasters Club, someone who is rediscovering herself every day, someone who is setting a benchmark, a new benchmark every day. Please help me welcome on stage our prepared speaker for today. Please help me welcome Sushmita Samantha, the success formula. The success formula, Sushmita Samantha.
Behind every successful man, there is a woman. I know, we all agree. We know the story of Sudhamurti, who has sacrificed her brilliant career in telco for the sake of her family when Mr. Narayan Murthy was building the Infosys empire. Good morning, my fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. When we know the success formula for men, what is the success formula for a woman? Let me tell you the story of a not so pretty, shy village girl, Ruma, from a small village in West Bengal. Due to her dark skin tone, her friends as well as few of her relatives used to make fun of her. One day, she was crying in front of her mirror and thinking, why I am not so pretty? Why my skin tone is so dark? Her dad found her and told, dear, you are the most beautiful daughter I could ever wish for. You are princess to me. And always remember, your dad is always with you. And you don't have to listen what others are telling. She got some confidence. And what her dad said to her, she started concentrating on her studies as a child. She scored well in her studies in 10th and 12th. Now, those relatives were kind of little jealous. So they started telling, what is there in scoring marks? And there is no need of a girl to study so much, or she don't have to go for higher study. But her parents did not listen to those relatives. Her mom was trying to hide all those things from her. And her dad was taking her for various entrance examinations for masters. And she got chance. Few years passed. She was not masters. She completed her MCA, but she could not find a job. Again, those relatives finally got something they could tell. They told to her parents, we told you there is no point of doing masters and doing so many things. Now see what she have done. Now you should think about her marriage. And they took the opportunity. They only started finding grooms for her. Again, her dad was the savior. He told her, my princess, Don't worry, you can go to Bangalore and find a job there, and I will help you. She boarded a train to Bangalore with her dad. She reached a city from a small village, and her struggle started then. She used to wake up every morning and go to various companies to submit her CVs, or standing behind a long queue. It happened like after 2, 3 hours of standing, she did not get the opportunity to face the interview itself. She had to come back without doing anything. Her dad left after 1 week. Then 2 months passed. She didn't find any job. She was feeling so worthless, hopeless, what she could do now. Her dad called her and reminded her when she was a kid, she used to fail often when she tried to walk, but she herself used to stand up and started walking. That motivated her. Then she started preparing more and more, and her hard work finally came out with desired result. She got a good job in MNC. Now, what do you think? The story ends here? Is this a happy ending? In India, this cannot be. Now, those relatives, they felt more jealous. Now, they started manipulating the parents. They started telling, it doesn't look good for a girl to stay alone in a city like Bangalore. Now, this time, her parents was kind of convinced. But Ruma told with confidence to her parents that she wants to get a growth inside the company and concentrate on her career before she could get married. Now, again, her dad, as always, was the savior. He went to Bangalore to stay with her, leaving her mom at her native alone. And that's how it went. And that not so pretty, shy little girl, Ruma, is standing in front of you delivering her level 3 speech. Every year on 8th April, we celebrate Women's Day. We talk about women empowerment. Corporates run several recruitment drives to pull more women resources. But is that all? What can we do to support the woman? Every day when we see the newspaper, we will see many stories of women dying due to dowry, honor killing, women getting raped due to their dress. The main thing, we have to change our mentality. And this is the high time where we can change the statement behind every successful man, there is a woman. Instead, it should be told as behind every man or woman, there is a super supportive family. We need the family support. What do you say, Madam Toastmaster of the Day?
Absolutely, 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 Sushmita. Wow, that was wonderful. I especially every time there is some drama in the speech, I feel connected because maybe because I was called as drama queen when I was in school. Richa, how would you like to go forward with this? Because I think we have something more exciting now in the store.
Absolutely. I actually got glued with Sushmita's speech, and I was also thinking a little bit more about the power of women and what is the status nowadays. Well, before I move forward, we have somebody else who is waiting in the room to start with some kind of entertainment. and some kind of thing where the guests feel free in participation. So it is the time for me to welcome our Honorable Area Director, TM Shruti Srivastava, who is a creative, tenacious senior marketing specialist with extensive experience running online and offline marketing campaigns. Out of the box thinker, able to come up with creative marketing techniques with a specialization in content design, branding, and social media marketing. She has got excellent interpersonal skills and is a multitasker. She is an experienced person and loves to work on MS Office. She's an also mentoring youth. So please welcome on the virtual stage our table topic master for the day, our Honorable Area Director, TM Shruti.
Thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Richa. And I just want to ask you, is anyone having a job for me? Because I love to work on MS Office. And and that's what my introduction also says. So thank you so much for highlighting each and everything. And I just, whenever this introduction happens, I just want to run away and probably hide my face. And I resonate the words that Toastmasters probably we all, especially women, we face this because we never feel that we are worthy enough. But let me tell you, all you beautiful lovely humans, you all are worthy enough. You all deserve all the happiness and all the things that you want for yourself, because you are here writing your life with us, because you're working on yourself. And I salute you all lovely humans, not just women, but all of you. And I would request all of you to give yourself a pat on your back. Can we do that exercise, please? Give yourself a pat on your back, because no one else is going to do that for you. I tell this in all my meetings, and especially in clubs where most of them are women, that no one is going to give you that space. No one is going to appreciate you. And if no one does that, do it for yourself, isn't it? And because we are beyond all the adjectives that have been showered on us, beautiful, creative, homemaker. No, we are beyond that. And today's table topic section is going to do that. And let me tell you, table topic section is one such section where, apart from Toastmasters, apart from our lovely communicators, all the guests or future Toastmasters can also participate and get a feedback, get a taste of the sweet medicine of Toastmasters. And that's where my journey began in Toastmasters some 5.5 years ago, and it goes on strong and viable until now. So with this, I have a very interesting take on Toastmasters, and I try to bring up ideas, not just topics, but ideas in those table topic sections. So today's idea is about reading topics from a book. Can you all see the book? I'm sure you cannot, but this book is How Women Rise. This is a lovely book by Sally and Marshall. And this book talks about 12 habits that we women have, or probably any human may have, that stop us from growing forward, growing up in life. By growing up, I mean that the insecurities, the thoughts that come in our heads as a child. But now, as grown ups, as adults, we need to stop them from affecting our life. And that's what this book helps with. There are 12 habits, and there are some beliefs. And I urge all of you to read this book. And if not, get a summary from Blinkist or just read the 12 habits that are mentioned here with their stories. So, with this, what I will do is this book is full of stories, by the way, full of stories that all of you can relate some part of the book. And whenever you read this book, you'll say, thanks, Shruti, for recommending this book. All right. So the first topic, and I want to ask that who would like to volunteer?
We have Shilpa who has raised her hand.
Yeah.
Shruti, you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you right now.
Okay. So the first topic, thank you so much for volunteering. And the first topic is Being a good person means not disappointing others. Being a good person means not disappointing others. Toastmaster Shilpa Modi, over to you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I believe that it is not important for us to be a good person and not disappoint others, but we should need to be ourselves and not pretend or fake what other people want us to do or how other people wants us to perceive. Rather, we should be demonstrating what actually we are, how we are, because I believe each and every person is unique. They have all 90% of good qualities, so they did not fake themselves by pretending to be good before others. And once they start becoming themselves, I understand, like Toastmaster Gauri Shadri said, that people around us will adjust. They will accept us who we are, what our belief systems are, what is important to us, what is not so important to us, and they will adjust to us and will accept us the way we are, rather than wanting us to be some other person. Because if we don't become what we are, we will never be satisfied with ourselves. We will always have that sense of longing or something that we are always pretending and we are not going to get satisfied. So instead of being seen as a goody goody person for others, I think we should be ourselves, and we should not fake ourselves in doing what other people's want us to do. That is my take on this topic. Thank you.
Shruti, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Are you there, table topic master?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, until we have Shruti join us, I think there must be some technical glitch. Let us move on to our next table topic speaker. We have Toastmaster Kanaka, who has nominated himself. Hello,
Hi.
Kanaka.
Hello, hello. Good morning.
Okay, are you ready for your topic?
Yes.
Kanaka. My childhood memory. My childhood memory, Kanka.
Okay. Okay. So, good morning to everybody present in this meeting. I am Kanka. Today, I would be going to speak on my childhood memory. So, looking back, I was born in Barampur, a city in West Bengal, in Murshidabad district, where I was born in a uh, very like at that time, the economic uh, scenario of our house was pretty bad, and that we had a very picturesque Bengal village scenario. With huts and cow dungs on the walls. And the earth, in the morning, I used to have the tea put on an oven, and the earthen smell is to come. And still today, I remember it, where the burnt dung smell is very nostalgic. Um uh, from being born in the 90s, I have seen such a transformation in my life that those small incidents are much more precious. And today, in this 21st century and this fast-paced world, I really stand sometime in awe about the internet age, and everything around us is too overwhelming to see this transformation. But every single thought of uh, those these lavishness around us brings back the contrast that I see in my life, in my childhood days, and today. Today I'm in Kolkata, and in a flat with Geo fiber installed, and uh, that is what my childhood memories brings me. Um, Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kanka, for attempting that. Ladies and gentlemen, asking for more nominations. I can see Kamal Banik here. Kamal, would you like to take the next topic? Okay.
Sorry, ma'am, actually there are noise
Okay,
behind me, so please excuse me for this time.
Okay, no problem. We have Mrinal who has nominated himself. Let us go ahead with Mrinal. Since we are giving opportunity to men as well in this meeting today, which is all women dominated meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our next table topic speaker, Mrinal. Mrinal, it is not about destination, it is about journey. It is not about destination, it is about journey, Mrinal.
Life is a full of journey. It's not about only destiny. How you enjoy your life, that's important. I love to be the part of journey of my life, which I am doing right now. I'm a average traveler and try to learn from each and every one. I know that everyone have dream to live certain dream. Definitely, I'm also having a dream. So at least I should be live or I can reach the top level of the corporate ladder. So for me, life is a continuous journey. Whichever post you are in professional life, you need to grow. You need to grow and you need to help others to grow there. So that should be your journey process. In your journey, I always believe you should not go alone. Keep hand to the others so she or he can grow with you. So till now, I know that still now actually I reach a certain level. So I'm right now working as in GlaxoSmithKline as a market access manager and looking after almost eastern part of India. So definitely my next journey should be, I should be handling across the country. I know, but for reaching such a height, you need to learn a lot of things. You becoming an effective communicator. You should becoming a servant leader. And also you need to develop a skill, active listening from the other co-workers. And continuous growing is a part of your journey. So I believe the continuous growing, continuously if I follow my path, nobody can stop you or me or anyone in the world. So with continuous journey, whatever your destiny or whatever journey you have in your career, you can go there. What do you think, Toastmaster Gayatri?
Absolutely, Mrinal. And we have our table topics mistress back in the room. So Shruti, just want to confirm if you're around. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now you're audible, and I would like to hand over the stage back to you.
Thank you so much for taking care of things. Sometimes tech can be really disheartening, tech issues and the way it happens. So thank you so much, and that's what probably this is one of the greatest example that you see in Toastmasters, how you support each other. We have all seen the hashtag called women supporting women, women empowerment and whatnot on Instagram and social media, but here in Toastmasters you see a lot of examples where you live by those hashtags. Coming to the next topic, the next topic from this book is, do you think, but I want to ask, who is going to volunteer for this next topic? Amazing. We have Toastmaster Shomita. Can you please unmute yourself that you're able to see, you're visible and audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Shruti. I just missed the topic. There was some noise in
I
my
have
background.
not said it. I have not said it yet.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. Can you please be on camera? Perfect. Thank you. Toastmaster Shomita, do you think women should always be role models for other women? Do you think women should always be role models for other women? Over to you, Toastmaster Shomita.
I am an ardent believer of collaboration in any sphere of life. I don't believe anything can be achieved on our own. I do believe I can have a plan in place, but to implement it, I need certain set of action and I need a team or a group of people with me. And what else? It's not just women, it's for anybody else. For me, it's always about gender equality, because today we are talking about Women's Day or the importance of women. And it is inbuilt in our society that we seek women as a different entity. I don't know why. I don't know how long it will continue. And it is not only prevalent in India or Asia, but it's global. And my dear friends, we women should always try to build other women. You know why? Because once we spread our hand and help the other woman, it really boosts the morale, and it also gives, it's an eye opener to the other counterparts, our male counterparts. I don't believe in a society where women would be treated as a different entity and a man as a different entity. Without us, without men and women, the society is blank, placid, or whatever way you seek it. I am also a part of Women Entrepreneurship Platform, where we help in building women. Women come from different sphere of life. Yeah, although I'm an IT professional, but yes, that platform really gives me oxygen to breathe. I come across women from various platforms who don't have education, but they have amazing culinary skills. They have amazing handicraft skills, and we help them in building their business. We help them in educating them, and that's what I feel my contribution goes about, building my counterpart. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. And I absolutely agree that we need to be someone's cheerleader because everyone needs support, and especially us, the gender with double X chromosome, the stronger gender, if I may say, with double X chromosome, we believe that we can do it all. We can do it all because we are a superpower. Yes, we are, but we need support. Without the support of our families, of our friends, of our partners, of our children, of our people who are around us, probably we won't be able to achieve what we can. But we also need that intent of achieving it. So with this, we move forward for the next topic. Please nominate yourself. I have two more topics in lieu of time. Anyone who would like to nominate themselves, please? Any guests there?
We have Rohan Sarkar and we have Adrika.
Rohan? I cannot see Rohan.
We have Leena also.
Rohan is not there.
Rohan is not there.
Rashmi Chamaria is there. You can.
Rashmi, would you be able to attempt this?
Okay, I'll go for it, but I'll not be able to switch on the video, please.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Can you please spotlight Rashmi while I am reading out the topic? Future Toastmaster Rashmi Chamaria. The topic. What are your thoughts on women? Do you think women struggle to claim their achievements? Do you think women struggle to claim their achievements? Future Toastmaster Rashmi Chamaria.
Well, there has been a lot of difference in the way women are growing. Like in the past, women had to suffer a lot. They were treated as a inferiority people, and they were supposed to stay at home and look after the house and their kids, and they were just used by men. But times has changed now. At present, you can see that women are growing, and be it any field, they are at par with men. So I say that women has struggled and they're still struggling to come to par, to come to terms with their uh, own goals, own dreams, and in the process, they have been helped by other women, as well as there has been a change in the mentality of men who are supporting the women to grow. So I belong to a group of women, which is called a fraternity, which is called Career After Family, where women are helping each other to pull them on the ladder to success and to fix the crown on the other people's head. So after I joined this platform, I have seen a drastic change in myself. Like earlier, I had a very low self-esteem, but after I joined this group, the small thing has motivated me, has given me the confidence to take up various roles. And thus, I would say that yes, we need the support, but we are still struggling to grow in today's society. Thank you, and over to you.
Okay, I believe there is some issue with the network at. Okay, we have her.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful take. And if this was the trial that you took, this was the attempt that you made as a future Toastmaster, I'm not sure what are going to be the next steps. Probably we might come across someone rising up to the occasion and saying, ma'am, I want to be a Toastmaster. I want to join this no matter what is happening.
Actually, Shruti, I'm already a Toastmaster since last 11 months.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashmi Chamaya. I take my words back. So this is brilliant. With this, uh, who will be the next volunteer for the next topic, which is going to be the last topic? And I would really, really want for some guest to take this up. Any guest? Or anyone, for that matter, who would like to attempt this topic? No one? Really? Really? Can you please take my table topic list, because I want to attempt one table topic.
I would like to take the last table topic in that case.
Yay! Give it up for Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh, please. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Gayatri, for taking this up and being the person who would always take that space. So the topic for you is, do you think we women have paralysis of analysis? Do you think we women have paralysis of analysis? Over to you, Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh.
Women are known as overthinkers. Well, I don't mean it negatively, I mean it positively. Because women think about everything from a 360 degrees dimension. Now, men like to call us overthinkers. I like to think of ourselves as great at being analysts. We are great at being analysts because we do analysis of everything that happens around us. And it is not a new phenomena either. For ages, we have had women analyzing. When women were not working, how much does my husband earn? How much can I spend? How much do I need to put aside as the saving? We don't have paralysis of analysis. In fact, we cause paralysis to other people with our analysis. People say women talk, women talk, women talk, and then they forget that women talk. And when women talk, they sit with you with a list of things, point wise. It's not a joke when they say that when a woman starts saying, first of all, just take back all your arguments and accept defeat. You know why they say that? Because when a woman sits with a list of things, rest assured, she has analyzed it and overanalyzed it, and she has thought about it from all the aspects possible. She has contemplated on all the things that can happen and all the things that has very little possibility of happening. In short, Women don't have paralysis of analysis. Women cause paralysis with their analysis. Come on, think about it. You all have done that. You have all stood in front of somebody and given your analysis on the situation, and that person has just been awestruck in a jaw dropping moment, thinking, I should have never messed with her. Yes, do not mess with us. We don't have paralysis of analysis. We paralyze with our analysis. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much for this, not a take, but just putting the facts on the table. This is not a take on table topic, but these are sheer plain facts that we all need to acknowledge. And since this was a Women's Day special meeting, all the topics were focused on women, women, women. But let me also tell you that before being a woman, you are a human. Before being a man, you're a human, and let's not forget that. Before assigning any gender, gender talks have happened last 5 years, maybe last 10 years, maybe. But before you are assigned a gender, you are assigned a brain, right? So use that. We should use that. We should have those senses in our heads that before we assume things, before we put labels, before we burden others with our thoughts, let's first not forget that we are humans. Let's not behave like what do I say? Hooligans. Let's not behave like that. Let's be human towards each other. Let's not forget that. And I would like to share one closing thought here that men or women, both of them complete each other, not just in ways and beyond, but mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. But you yourself, being a man or a woman, you're not incomplete. All right, you're not incomplete. And that's where I would like to acknowledge the presence of Division H Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Archita Tiwari in the meeting. And with this, I would like to end this session. And also one last thought, I promise this is last thought, that let us normalize having women in the room. Let us not acknowledge that, okay, we have 50% women in our company. We started this for women. No, the word was made normal, 50% for women. Let's put it that way. And I would like to take the thoughts that Toastmaster Gauri had shared from her speech, that we all need to normalize this, and I'm going to do that. With this, over to you, to our wonderful Toastmasters of the day, or Toastmistresses of the day, or Toast Humans of the day, if I may say that way, Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh and Distinguished Toastmaster Richa. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Table Topic Master. You made the day very good. And a very happy Women's Day to you as well. Well, this reminds me, while traveling to Rajasthan, whenever I go there, because of my Shri women training programs, I often see women covering their head. They often wear a head cover. And this also reminds me that there was something great on this 8th March, that was Women's Day, in the newspaper, 8th March 2023. The newspaper headline said that Nagaland cabinet gets 56 years old first woman prime minister. Oh, sorry, first woman minister. Isn't that great? So every day, women is doing something more. Women is in every sector. But surprisingly, the same newspaper of 8th March 2023 also stated that a woman's body was found stuffed inside suitcase in Karnal. So, my dear friends, it's not only the good things that is happening, but it's all more that is there for us to reflect on. Well, there is something else that has just happened, and that is something great. So, be cheerful. It gives me a pleasure to announce that our Honorable Division H Director has just entered. So, most welcome DTM Archita Tiwari, who has been tagged by Kolkata Toastmasters as they always say she puts an extra in the extraordinary. We are all eagerly waiting for you to be there on the virtual stage. She also believes that in Toastmaster, we learn, earn, and return. So, over to you, Our distinguished guest for the day, Division H Director DTM Archana Tiwari. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. And apologies to everyone for being late. There was a slight power issue at home, along with having this water issue. And since it's a Sunday, everybody in the entire apartment that I'm staying in has gone completely weirded out by it. People are on the terrace, and I think they're expecting rain with the buckets holding out. So it's a very weird situation at the moment. I would first like to say hello to Gauri, right? Before I call her Madam International Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Gauri, I just like to say hi to Gauri, someone who's a friend, someone who I met in Bharatpur, and I truly enjoyed her company. At that time, she was regional advisor, if I'm not mistaken. And when she came to Bharatpur, all of us were informed, okay, we have the regional advisor with us. She's there, please make sure that you're well behaved, you're well groomed and everything. And very few people know, including I think Rinal and Shruti by now, that I'm not a morning person. I find it very difficult to get dressed up early in the morning or even wake up early in the morning and be somewhere. So I woke up that day 1 hour early just because the regional advisor was there in the house. And when I dressed up and went down to her and spoke to her, I realized she is so cool. Everybody was making her look like this strict principal who you have to be afraid of. And I think I will blame Toastmaster Sandeep Raturi for that. I think Gauri, you should get back to him. Right? He made it look like that. But I think he just wanted us to be on time, which was very difficult in a district officer's program. And then we went out to a bird sanctuary. We clicked pictures and had a great time. So thank you, Gauri, for those wonderful memories. Great to see you. When I come and talk about Women's Day, when I come and talk about Toastmasters, I have three simple points in my address today to share with all of you. When we talk about women in general, the way that society tends to perceive us sometimes is, I feel, unfortunately, a little more delicate, a little more tender, a little more caring than the other gender. And while I believe that there is nothing wrong with that, I feel it can sometimes be stereotypical to assume that all women might have to behave or feel that way. All of us are not very, we may not be very, very expressive with our care. I'm not saying we're not caring. I'm just saying we may not be as expressive. And my first message to everybody here today is you do not have to speak softly. You do not have to speak with extra amount of care. You do not have to behave in any stereotypical way that the society has caged you in. Feel free to behave the way you want. Women today don't have to laugh a certain way. We can all laugh really loudly, awkwardly, and enjoy ourselves when we want to be there. Shruti is giving an example, and I've seen the real version. It's very scary. So thanks, Shruti, for not unmuting yourself. When we go ahead with other stereotypical beliefs about women, I just want to say globally there are many. Let's not conform ourselves and realize that we can be whoever we want. Toastmasters is blessed to have certain amazing, strong, independent women. My favorite of them is, and I think some of you might know her, is Dr. Rita Arora. She's one of those people, forget about being a woman or a man. She enters a room and there is a charismatic presence. She brings energy into a room. She brings her with her smile. She walks into a room and owns the room. And that is exactly what I would want every Toastmaster here to try and do. Make sure your energy is very positive. And that's my second message to everyone present here. Please have a very positive energy when you enter a virtual room or a room in person. Let it never happen that people feel that, oh my God, why is he or she here? Let them always feel, oh, it's nice to see her. That goes without saying that there will always be some people who may not like you, and that's all right. but even they should not feel that there's any negative vibe about you. Let me give you a very simple example. I was very young when I began my career as a soft skills trainer, second year of my college. That is when I started working as an assistant trainer. And when I started working, one of my first projects was this school in Kolkata where I had to go and train young girls of standard 8 and standard 9 on communication skills. Whenever I would walk into their classroom, they would feel afraid. She's again going to come and ask us to deliver a debate speech, an elocution speech, ask us to come and speak impromptu. It's so scary. I don't want to do it. It went on for a week. After the first week, I entered the room and I told them, guys, I don't want any of you to come and do public speaking. And they were all shocked because that's supposed to be their communication and personality development session that I was taking. I told them very simply, for the next 10 days, you and I will have conversations. Tell me your stories every day. Suppose you've forgotten to pack your lunch. Suppose you've been scolded by your mom and dad. Suppose you stole your siblings' chocolate and decided to eat the whole of it. I hate it when my sister does that. But anyway, suppose you've had a wonderful day in school. You excelled at basketball. Share those stories with me. And for the next 10 days, that's all we did. Every day, 5 students would come up and each student would share a story. And at the end of the 10th day, when I told them that now can we start debating, elocution, impromptu speaking, with you guys just coming and talking, they were more comfortable. So whenever you enter any room and you feel there is a negative energy about you, which was in my case, they didn't like me. What can you do to change that? What can you do to make people feel more comfortable? Because, like I said, that's my second message. People should feel comfortable around you. They should feel happy seeing you, at least most of them. And finally, Toastmasters tells me or brings me to my third message. You have absolutely no idea how blessed I feel every single day that I'm a Toastmaster. I'm going to go back and tell you when I came to Toastmasters. Again, very few people know this. So I'll request some, secrecy between us. I came to attend the first Toastmasters meeting with 3 of my other friends because this really amazing guy had answered the phone, said, yes, hello, how can I help you? And we were just looking for places, me and my 3 Galentines. We were looking for places that we can go and do an activity, hang out. So we came across something on Google, Kolkata Toastmasters Club. I said, this looks interesting. Plus, it's free. There was, at that time, we could just walk in as a guest without having to do anything. And then I said, let's go there, yeah. Because we were just, I think I was 2 years into my work life and didn't get paid a lot in the beginning as a trainer. If there is any trainer in the house, you'll know what I'm saying. And we decided to go there because this guy on the phone sounded very charming. I'm the Vice President membership of Kolkata Toastmasters Club. How can I help you? I'd like to come and attend the meeting. What happens there? Do you guys raise a toast? Are we going to get like free wine? Not really, but you can come and have a look. We have meetings and I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. He sounded very, very nice. And I'm going to be honest and say that that's the reason I entered the meeting. When I entered, distinguished Toastmaster Naveen Mishra was delivering his evaluation. And for me, that changed everything. He was the general evaluator that day and he was just introducing his role. He's my mentor. And I realized I could be at a place where people can help me improve. And I'm a huge, huge fan of anything that has to do with learning. I'm a lifetime learner. So I realized, okay, even after being a soft skills trainer, Archita, don't have a chip on your shoulder. You're not that great. Please look around and see. You have people like Distinguished Toastmaster Pramod Fernandez also present at that meeting, Distinguished Toastmaster Siddharth, and these are the people who are speaking so much better than you are. I joined the club and didn't look back. So, as a Toastmaster and as a woman in Toastmasters, I have to just say one simple statement. I've worked in multiple corporate organizations in my life. I'm still working in one. I'm currently an SDS communications trainer at Amazon. And I've been working with the global team, but the kind of support that our other half of the gender sphere or all other genders they show here, I find it difficult to find it outside. My experience has been that girls or women support women most of the time. We're a very strong team, by the way. So anybody who tries to say women are jealous of each other don't know women. We're not. We support each other. But the kind of environment that I see in Toastmasters where our fellow, where men have extended so much of positive energy in our lives, I find it difficult in corporate lives. There's always competitiveness there. There is always this feeling of wanting to do better than you. Here, I find that I'm not going to say not present, but very limited. Some of my best friends in life, who, of course, in the guys category, are Toastmasters today. They are Distinguished Toastmaster Rohan, Toastmaster Gurpreet, Toastmaster Krish, Toastmaster Shashwat, and Shruti knows all of them. So all of these people have made my life better. So if you're a Toastmaster, please make sure you meet more people, interact with them, and whether as a woman or as a man, just make sure that find the right people and they'll make your lives better. As your division director, that's my closing address. 3 messages that I had for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hearing me out. Stay in Toastmasters because it's one of the best platforms in the world to build yourself personally and professionally. And I can say that with experience from someone who transformed from a freelance trainer to someone who's working at one of my dream companies. And I just hope to get better with time and achieve more in personal and professional life. Signing off as your division director. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks a lot for such an inspiring message. There was so much to learn. Well, I can resonate with each point because I am also a soft skills trainer. Earlier, I was a teacher and then a soft skills trainer. Well, I also personally believe that we should be proud as a woman. As a she hero, we should be proud because without a woman, a human would never exist. Without a she hero, a hero would not be there. So, you are the privileged gender of the society. We need to do something more beyond what we are doing right now. This reminds me that we have the most important segment of the meeting to be taken care of by our distinguished Toastmaster, our general evaluator, who's waiting eagerly to sign in from Canada. And she's up so late. So, over to DTM Hannah, our general evaluator, to begin the evaluation segment. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. I'll start right from the beginning because that took me. What I noticed first was your very enthusiastic Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh, and your co-Toastmaster of the day. Unfortunately, I did not see your face. It's a very good idea to have 2 Toastmasters of the day, just in case when technology fails, the other one can take over, which happened, we see. A short comment about me about the keynote speaker, Gauri, gave an exemplary account of how women in Toastmasters, starting from Helen Blanchard, and all the other women in Toastmasters, and her own Toastmasters experience. And women, share your voice. What an amazing call to action. Women, share your voice. Now I'll go over to the evaluator, Panna, and she's evaluating Shusmita's speech. Over to you, Panna.
1 minute. I'm trying to switch on my video. Yeah. Toastmaster Shushmita, thank you for that personal story within your speech. So very well done indeed. A big round of applause for you. Good morning, everyone present here, and a special good morning to the speaker. Toastmaster Shushmita, let me share what I really loved about your speech. I loved the way your starting and your ending was looped together. You started with the statement, behind every successful man is a woman. And the ending also had the same phrase. So very well done there. Secondly, the drama effect you had in your speech with your relatives was enacted so well. Every story needs drama to make it realistic, to make it interesting and captivating, and you did it very well. Thirdly, Toastmaster Shushmita, your title, The Success Formula, was very apt. Your story enacted it, highlighted it, supported it, and then when you came to your conclusion, you shared your success formula. So, fantastically done there. Now, Toastmaster Shushmita, or rather Ruma, let me share with you a few tips or success formula to become a more successful speaker. Toastmaster Shushmita, unfortunately today you had blurred your background. Okay? You were using gestures which were not effective because your background was blurred. Please, next time, do not use a blurred background. We want to see you. We want to see the gestures you make to highlight your points, right? Please don't use a blurred background. Secondly, Toastmaster Shushmita, when you are enacting a story, we have to do it in such a way that it's realistic. So when there was a father talking to his daughter, I wish you had turned a little sideways and looked down because the daughter might have been shorter or sitting, whatever, down. You were looking in front. Instead of that, look sideways and down. And I wish there was a little voice modulation wherein it would have been more realistic. Thirdly, Toastmaster Shushmita, I wish your conclusion had a call for action. You had an apt audience here. You could have called upon the men and asked them, requested them to support the women. You could have requested the women to be that kind of woman who adjusts each woman's crown. That would have been just a wow conclusion for you. So overall, Toastmaster Shushmita, you had a fantastic personal story. But if you could remember next time, not blur your background, enact your story a bit better, and give a call for action in your conclusion to make it more memorable. At the same time, if you can carry forward your super points in your speech, like your title, your enactment of the drama, as well as the opening and conclusion looping, I'm sure you're going to be a wow speaker in this Toastmaster fraternity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. And Susmita will definitely take heed of your evaluation. Now we come to the role players. Let me first get the timer, Mubani, to see whether everybody has managed the time. Over to you.
First of all, for all the speakers and the evaluator, ma'am, Panna ma'am, this clap for all of you for their beautiful presentations and beautiful speeches. Among the prepared speech section, there was one speaker only, Toastmaster Shushmita Samanta. Kudos to you, and she is qualified and she took 7.1 minutes. And in case of table topic speeches, there are 6 speakers: Toastmaster Silpa, Toastmaster Kanka, Toastmaster Mrinal, Toastmaster Shaumita, Toastmaster Rashmi, and DTM Gayatri. All of them, among them, 5 are qualified, but for only 5 to 6 seconds, DTM Gayatri ma'am has not qualified, but her speech was fabulous. And rest The evaluator, Panna ma'am, took only 3 minutes 5 seconds and she also qualified. Kudos for all of you. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you very much for that timekeeping report of yours. Now we come to our R counter. And let's see how Sweetie has managed to find our R's and M's. Over to you, Sweetie. Phew, what a list. Okay. Is that your report?
You are muted.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes. Good afternoon. I'm again back with my report. Thank you, DT Hannah, the general evaluator. As SAA Toastmaster Mobuni has used 1 R, 1 you know, and 5 times R while introducing Toastmaster Sushmita. As presiding officer, the total count is 7 here. And as a presiding officer, Toastmaster Sushmita has used 1 time so while talking about the Biba owner and 1 time and while the conversation. So the total count there as presiding officer is 2 for Toastmaster Sushmita. I'm not sure if I can do it for Toastmasters of the day, DTM Richa and DTM Gayatri, but however, I have noted it down while the conversation. So DTM Richa has used 5 times so, 2 times while introducing the line queen and 1 time so you are the privilege when she said, and 1 time so was used so late. So, and 2 times and was used during that conversation, and 2 time repeat saying some kind of before introducing Toastmaster Shruti as a table topic speaker. The total count is 9. Toastmaster Gayatri as a team or Toastmaster of the day has used 1 time but while introducing the second speaker, and 1 time and during the conversation, and 2 repeat word because in the same sentence. So the total count there is 4. General evaluator DTM Hannah has used 1 time R, 2 times and while saying Toastmaster and woman in the line. The count is 3. Speaker 1, the prepared speaker for the day was Toastmaster Sushmita. During her speech, she used 2 times but when she was talking about her parents who did not listen to the villagers, and 1 time she could not find her, followed by the line. So that was 2 count there. And 3 times she's used and when she said 2 times and was used when Roma's dad was convincing her she is so pretty while enacting. 1 time and I will help you when her dad said. 1 was behind every successful man. During that time she's used and 2 repeat was she usage could be in the same line was used. So total count is 7. Speech evaluator Toastmaster Panna for the day has used 2 times so while introducing Toastmaster Sushmita or Roma when she said, and 1 time so at Toastmaster overall at the ending. And 2 times and was used, the conversation, 1 starting in the quote and ending when she was actually talking about Toastmaster Sushmita's speech. So the total count is 4. Coming to table topics session, Toastmaster Shruti, the table topics master, has used 9 times R, 2 times hiding the face in the beginning when she was just laughing, and 1 time tech can go bad when she came back after a small glitch which she was facing. And 2 times she's used R while calling the last person. At the end, 1 time R was used. And 1 time so when she was giving the topic for the last speaker. 4 times but was used, pat on the back. But here in Toastmasters, that was the line which was used. And 2 times but not the same line it was used. And repeat words because 2 times was used in the same line, and that the same sentence. So 4 total count is 18. And table topic speaker Toastmaster Shilpa used 1 time R and 3 times we are the same line and us in 1 line. So the count goes as 4. Coming to table topic speaker 2, Toastmaster Kanak used 7 times R and 1 time so in the beginning of his speech, and 8 times. And when he was talking about cow dung, 2 times and was used. When it went down, he was saying 2 times he used and there. 1 time I really, and 2 times in Kolkata. When he's back now in Kolkata and he's using Jio, he used 2 times and there. And 1 time okay and 2 times that was used in the same sentence. So the total count is 17. Coming to table topic speaker 3, Toastmaster Mrinal used 1 time and 2 times so she and he can grow. 2 times so was used and 1 time so was used. So I believe in continuous journey. And 2 times in the same line I was used. So the total count is 5. Table topic speaker 4, Toastmaster Shaumita used 1 time and 1 time but, yes, while speaking about women council. And 1 time and was used. What else? And 2 times I don't know how and I don't know why was used. So the total count is 5. Table topic speaker 5, Toastmaster Rashmi Chamaria used 7 times 3 times so I say so I belong to and I join this group. So I joined this. That was the count. And 1 time like, 1 time but we are struggling to, and 2 times and was used, and thus and thus. So the total count is 14. And the last table topic speaker DTM Gayatri used 1 time but and 1 time and we talk. Total count is 2. I've also noted for timer, counter, and grammarian wow founder. Table topic, timer, Toastmaster Mobini used while her intro 1 and 2 times then was used as repeat words in the same sentence. So that's about my report. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, DTM Hannah. Over to you. And one thing I would say, wishing everyone here, the wonderful speakers, happy Women's Day. Thank you.
Oh, that was definitely a detailed counters report. And we've got 3 record breakers, more than 10 times using whatever filler words. Next time, we are all under 10, sweetie, definitely. All of us. Our grammarian, Pradipta, please, let us have your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator Hannah. Hello, everyone. I'm back with the report. I noted some good use of words during the meeting. I'll read out. First one is like awestruck, astonishing, got glued, tenacious. Some good usage of phrases was put an extra in extraordinary, captured the imagination, craving their own paths, create a ripple effect. Placid. However, some of the word usage and language usage could be improved. Some of them I would read it out for you. Stand behind the queue. Instead, the usage could be stand in a queue. Years past could have been said as few years later. In an MNC could be pronounced as in the MNC. Parents was convinced. The correct usage would be parents were convinced. Instead of saying people's, people would be the right use of word. I'm not so happy to share that I didn't find anybody using the word of the day and phrase of the day. So that's with my report. Thank you, General Evaluator Han. Over to you.
Everybody in this room will promise next time they will use the word of the day more than today. We go over to our active listener. Puya, over to you.
Hello, everyone. So please, everyone, get ready for the lovely questions. Who was called the drama queen?
Gayatri.
Gayatri.
Yeah. Who sacrificed her life for her career for his husband? Sorry, husband.
Sudamudra.
Yeah. Archita met with whom? At Bharatpur?
Gauri.
Gauri.
Toastmaster Gauri.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, that's all from my side. I would like to say a few things. Can I?
Short and clips because it's already delayed. Hana is, I think, 1:45 a.m.
Okay.
Midnight is already over.
Okay. Thank you from my side. Over to you, Ma'am General Levelter.
Thank you very much, Puya. Just one advice for you. Just change your light that one can see your face a bit more because it's all blurred a bit next time. Now I'm very interested about the wow
Actually,
finder.
actually, ma'am,
Over to you, Shilpa, about the wow finder.
So thank you to General Evaluator Hannah for this. This whole meeting was a very warm meeting as the theme was on Women's Day. So the whole meeting was weaved together in a very nice and there were a lot of warm moments. First was a beautiful poem on women by Toastmaster Gayatri. We had a very powerful and inspiring keynote speeches by Toastmaster Gauri and Toastmaster Archita, and how Toastmaster Archita could break the ice with her students by asking them to have a conversation with them for 10 days. So it was a great stuff to hear that. And above all, it's very the meeting. It was very inspiring to hear each of the table topic speakers speaking about paralysis of analysis, and topic was very engaging in all the sense. So that was also another wow moment for me. And what I want to say is, behind every successful women, I think there are a lot of progressive men who helps them to rise and make noticeable. That's much from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Wow, finder. Surety, your table topics were amazing, honestly and truly. Maybe there was a request just to put the title of your book into the chat box. I would also like to get the title of that book. And of course, when technology fails, it's wonderful how other Toastmasters take over. Thank you very much, Dr. Gayatri. That is what I call quick thinking and even quicker action. Thank you very much. And then, of course, Shruti took over again last time. What about one suggestion for me, where others have it also, is a table topics evaluator? Because these table topic speakers will eventually feel encouraged to present their speeches, their icebreakers, and. Your meeting started on time, although I was a bit late. And as mentioned in the beginning, I repeat, and I want to congratulate you on your 2 Toastmasters of the day. And of course, not to forget what an inspiring, powerful message from your division director. Now, thank you very much for letting me be your Toastmaster, your general elevator for today. Keep up the vibrant spirit and enthusiasm and the manner in which this meeting was conducted. Madam Toastmaster of the Day, and enjoying the chit-chat session after the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for that wonderful, wonderful evaluation. You have always been sweet, and right from the beginning when I have known you from my speak. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. As our table topics mistress today talked about the double X chromosomes, about women being stronger entities than men around here, I have also made my contribution towards empowering men with divine femininity. My male friends and Toastmasters often talk to me, and I often tell them that all you need to do to become better human beings is invoke that divine femininity in you. So, my dear friends, let us become more gender sensitized rather than just talk about gender equality. On that note, I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer for today, President of Globetrotters Toastmasters Club, Renal. Renal, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. So for today's meeting, our presiding officer, Toastmaster Susmita, who is our VP Edu. I just want to share some viewpoints about the meeting. So Toastmaster Susmita, stage is yours.
Thank you, Mrinal, for handing it over to me. I just want to express my gratitude towards Mrinal. Like we are talking, behind every successful woman, there is a man. And I am really grateful to Mrinal behind this full meeting execution. He helped me a lot, a lot, a lot. Thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal. You could have continued with the role. And with this, I thank you all the role players for your gracious presence in Globetrotters Toastmaster Club meeting. And as we already told, we will not have any voting or anything today. Uh, so we will just want to know the feedback of our international director Gauri about the meeting conducted. I can't lose that opportunity.
Oh, I had a wonderful time today. The whole meeting was celebrating Women's Day. There was a lot of energy and enthusiasm. I know a few people were having bandwidth issues, but in a Zoom meeting, and especially after 3 years, it would add more to the energy and enthusiasm of the meeting if people who can turn on cameras would turn on cameras. I would also love to see how it looks like in Kolkata or in Canada or wherever you are, because I'm also globe trotting right now, country trotting by visiting your club. But overall, I think the voices, the passion, the sincerity I heard from members of your club was really, really amazing. So I wish your club the very best for years to come. Back to you, Sushmita.
Muted, Sushmita.
Oops, I was so sorry. This happens in online meetings, virtual podium. We keep talking, like we miss that we have to unmute. So now I want to know few words from our division director, DTM Archita.
I always find it very, very amazing when I have to come to a GTC meeting, because not only is it themed in such a beautiful manner, they bring together some of the most wonderful people to interact with globally. And that is one of the things that I truly admire about this club. I genuinely want to thank the president, Toastmaster Mrinal, for always making sure that the entire team is pumped up and the entire team is working really hard. He's one of those people who I've often told Shruti that it's very hard to find a guy like that who is so dedicated and always has a smile on his face, right? Sometimes I've been to meetings wherein, presidents panic. Why? Because this role player is not having their camera switched on. That role player has a bandwidth issue. This person has dropped off. The evaluator cancelled last minute. But no matter what happens, even if all these things are happening with Mrinal, he's got this Zen calmness about him. He's like the Dalai Lama in the making. So he's got that Zen thing with him. I think I totally love that. So thank you for having me here at GTC. I truly enjoy coming to GTC. It's an absolute delight. And at the same time, I love the flyers that come in, the posters and the videos. I'm hinting at someone very special. Also, the division public relations manager. Thank you for the nice PR work that you do at GTC, and for that, back over to you.
That you have already done my job by thanking Kamal. Yeah, I am very thankful to him for that wonderful posters. It was so catchy. People immediately replied. And now I will like to call GTM.
Yes, I'm here. I joined quite
Could you
late.
please share your experience? I know you have joined little
I'm
late,
not
but
sure if I'm in a position to share any experience because I joined pretty late. But whatever I listened to, and I think I listened to Archita speak, so that's exactly that's exactly the point at which I joined the meeting. And as usual, she was impressive. And that's the reason why I'm still here, because what she said kind of resonated with me because it talked to me about my journey of stumbling into Toastmasters literally and then staying here for all these years. And of course, an opportunity to hear Hannah is not something I was going to miss out on, given that both of us also belong to a club together. So all of that kind of kept me here. But I have a bone to pick with Mrinal. He never invites me to your meetings. Even today, I was invited by Shruti, and that's why I'm here. But Mrinal, just add me to your list because it's always a pleasure to come to Globetrotters. So my impression, as usual, great club, great energy, lot of learning, and that's back to you.
Thank you so much. And with that, I once again thank you everyone for your role playing or whoever just is present here as guests. And with that, I officially close this meeting. Somebody can turn off that recording, and now we can have a fun session.